Hello, my dear students, and welcome back to my virtual classroom. So, this is for Mathematics 7, quarter number 2, week 1. Approximates the measures of quantities, particularly length, weight or mass, volume, time, angle, temperature, and rate. So, let us analyze a picture first. What can you say about this picture? Right? So what do you observe from that picture? What did you observe from that picture? So it was a picture that shows checking or getting body temperature of the children. So what device is used in getting the body temperature? It is a non-contact IR infrared thermometer forehead temperature, which is used to measure body temperature. So aside from non-contact IR infrared thermometer, these are the new devices that measures body temperature. We can also use like thermometer, the digital thermometer, to measure or check body temperature, right? So since we're talking about measurement, what is measurement? It is the action of measuring something. So any measurement must involve the comparison of the measured quantity with a known standard unit. What do you mean by standard unit? The standard unit means that a unit of measurement which has a fixed value which does not change from person to person or place to place. Measurement should be as accurate and precise as possible. So when you say accuracy, it pertains to the closeness of the measurements to the true value. How accurate is your measurement, your taken measurement to the true value? But on the other hand, precision is the closeness of the measurements to each other. So example, if you have taken 3 times on a certain measurement, your results should be as close to each other. So that is what you call precision. However, no matter how accurate the act of measurement is and how precise the instrument of measurement is, any measurement is considered an approximate value. During the ancient civilization, our ancestors used their body parts in measuring length. Example, they make use of their palms, of their feet, of their body parts, any parts of the body, to measure length. But in the metric system of measurement, there are already instruments that are used to have accuracy and precision. So now let's have the first measurement, how to measure length. So the most commonly used instrument in measuring length is the foot rule, which is commonly called as the ruler, which can provide an accuracy of approximately 1 millimeter. Another commonly used linear measuring device is the meter stick. Textile merchants selling clothes and students performing physics experiments use meter stick. The dimension of a classroom can be determined by using a meter stick and expressed in terms of meters. So these are the pictures of a meter stick, right? Who haven't seen one? Since we always have that in our PE or in our science activities. Now, we also have what you call the vernier caliper and micrometer, which are instruments that is used to measure thickness, diameter, and other dimensions of small objects like thickness of a coin and diameter of a perfume bottle cup. So what's the difference between the two? The micrometers only takes external measurements, while the vernier calipers take internal and external measurements, like a depth, right? The depthness of a bottle cup maybe, of a small object. So that's the difference between the two. So meter, which is symbolized by M or represented by the small letter m, is the basic unit of length in the metric system. The other basic units of length in the English systems are inch, foot, and yard, where 1 foot is equal to 12 inches, 1 yard is equal to 3 feet, 1 mile is equal to 1,760 yards, which is also equal to 5,280 feet. So these are the pictures of a vernier caliper and micrometer. So the first one is the vernier caliper. The second one is the micrometer. So the relations of the other metric units of length are shown below. So these are the relationship of the different metric units. So when you say 1 kilometer, it's represented by km. It is actually equal to 10 hectometers or hm, while 1 hm is equal to 10 decameters or dam, and 1 dam is equal to 10 meters. 1 meter is equal to 10 decimeters, and 1 decimeter is equal to 10 centimeters. And of course, 1 centimeter is equal to 10 millimeters. Now let's proceed to mass or weight. So how to measure weight or mass. So how do we measure weights? So the mass of an object is measured by means of a force exerted by the Earth's gravitation, or what you call the weight. So the determination of the mass is often performed using a weighing scale. When you say weighing scale, guys, it has, of course, a lot of variations. You have weighing scale that is for heavy objects. You also have weighing scale intended for small objects, especially in the kitchen. To determine, of course, again, accuracy and precision to your measurement. Heavier measures like the weight of a person and sack of rice are expressed in kilograms. On the other hand, a very light object such as solid medicine, quantities are measured in terms of milligrams. So the basic metric unit for mass is the gram, which is represented by letter G. The relations of the other metric units of mass are shown below. So when you say 1 mt, that is actually metric ton, it is equal to 1,000 kilograms. 1 kilogram is also equal to 1,000 grams. 1 gram is equal to 1,000 milligrams. So therefore, you could say that 1/2 kilo is equal to 500 grams. So let's have an example here. So let us choose a reasonable estimate. The mass of a small tube of toothpaste, which is, do you think, more reasonable? 100 gram or 100 kilogram? So you take note of your answer. We'll get back to that later on. The second one is the mass of a small dog, 5 gram or 5 kilogram. And the third one is the mass of a box of cereal, 350 milligram or 350 gram. So, if your answers are 100 gram for the first one, of course you wouldn't see, or I haven't seen in my entire life, a toothpaste that is 100 kilogram, guys, and that is heavier than you or me. So that is a big no-no. And then for a small dog, 5 gram, that would be too little, like sugars only. I mean, that is not also possible, right? It's not reasonable. So 5 kilogram is the answer. And lastly, for cereals, that would be 350 gram. Not milligram, because that would just be too small. Okay. Now let's proceed to measuring capacity. When you say capacity, guys, it talks about the volume, right? So the basic metric unit of capacity is the liter, which is represented by L. The relations of other metric units of capacity are shown below. When you say 1 kiloliter or 1 kL is equal to 1,000 liters. When you say 1 liter is equal to 1,000 milliliters. So an example to this is a tablespoon full of liquid is about 15 milliliter, and a jeepney's full tank capacity of gasoline is about 25 liter. And a standard size bathtub has a capacity of about 225 liter. So another example may be are like your bottled water. Your if you have a Coke a bottled water in your place right now, the capacity could either be you have the 1 liter, the 1.5 liter, we also have the 2 liters, I think. Then those are the capacities of your bottled water. Okay? Now let's proceed to temperature. How do we measure temperature? So for the temperature, it tells how hot or cold an object. It is commonly measured using an instrument called a mercury thermometer or a digital thermometer, the reading of which is based on the principle that most substances expand when heated. So whenever we are sick, we have a fever, our parents, right, or our friends or anyone or our teacher would grab a thermometer to measure our temperature. So the Celsius scale, so for the temperature, the unit of temperature is Celsius scale usually, which is a temperature unit adapted and named in honor of the Swedish astronomer Anders Celsius. So this scale, formerly called centigrade scale, was related to another temperature scale, the Fahrenheit scale, based on the formula invented by German scientist Daniel Gabriel Fahrenheit. So again, for the temperature, it can either be represented by degrees Celsius or degree Fahrenheit. But commonly, we are using the degree Celsius. So now let's have measurement of time. How to measure time? How do you measure time? Time measures are based on counting periodic phenomena like oscillations of atoms or molecules, sound or mechanical vibrations, or electromagnetic oscillations. So some of the instruments used in measuring time are the common wristwatch, right? If you have wristwatch right now, your pendulum clock, your atomic clock, your cesium clock, and quartz crystal clock. So these are just examples of instruments that measures time. So these are also called chronometers. So these instruments are used to measure fractions of the day. So for a longer period of time, we are using the calendar. So these clocks here, like your wristwatch or your wall clock, so these are used to measure fractions of your one whole day. So the basic metric unit of time is the second, which is represented by letter S. And the relation of other units of time are shown below. When you say 1 millennium, that is actually equal to 10 centuries. When you say 1 century, that would be equal to 100 years. And when you say 1 decade, that would be 10 years. 1 score is equal to 20 years. 1 year is equal to 12 months. Or also 1 year is also equal to 52 weeks. and also equal to 365 days. 1 month is equal to 30 days. 1 day is equal to 24 hours. And of course, 1 hour is equal to 60 minutes, and 1 minute is equal to 60 seconds. And of course, we will be talking about how to measure angle. What is angle? An angle is the union of two rays with a common endpoint. The rays are the side of an angle, and the common endpoint is what you call the vertex of the angle. Again, that is vertex of the angle. An angle is measured using a protractor, which gives a measure in terms of degree. Okay, let us analyze the picture on the left, which is a protractor showing the angle measure of 120 degrees. The opening of the angle is facing left. The sides of the angle are raised from the center to 0 and from the center to 120, where the center is the vertex of the angle. So this angle is an obtuse angle. So when you say obtuse angle, guys, that means these are the angles that measures more than 90 degrees but less than 180 degrees. So if an angle measures more than 0 degree but less than 90 degree, it is also called an acute angle. And a 90-degree angle is called a right angle. Now let us have some exercise. So in the following statements, identify the appropriate measuring instrument to use and also identify the unit of measure. Are you ready? Let's go. Oh, let's have that as a bonus. But the first situation is the thickness of a 5 peso coin. So, of course, that can be measured by a vernier caliper or micrometer, and the unit is millimeter. Next, a sack of cement. For this one, what do you think is the instrument to be used? The answer is a weighing scale. And of course, our unit is kilogram. Number 3, a temperature of a sick baby. What's your answer? Okay, your answer, it should be thermometer, regardless if it's a digital or not. And your unit is degree Celsius. Number 4, the height of a tree. For the height of a tree, the best answer is we can get it through or with the use of a meter stick. And of course, you can have it in meter. And number 5 is the depth of a perfume bottle cup. Your answer, it should be a vernier caliper, and the unit is millimeter. Again, why vernier caliper? Because it is the instrument or the instrument that is or that can be used to measure the depthness, the internal and the external parts of little things. Okay? Now let's try to test your understanding. So I have here sample problems, 2 sample situations or problems, and let's try to apply what we learned. So how much is 5 kilos of mango if 1 kilo is worth 200 pesos? What's your answer? So 1 kilo is 200 pesos. How much is 5 kilos? So that will just be 5 times 200 pesos. And the answer is 1,000 pesos. Correct, right? Now, next situation or problem is If Gina is 2 times older than Karen, and Karen is 25 years old now, then how old is Gina? What's your answer? So Karen is 25, Gina is 2 times than Karen. So Gina is 50 years old. Very good. Yay! Okay, so I hope you understand our lesson for this day, and I hope to see you soon also in my next class. So thank you so much for listening to my discussion, and have a great day ahead of you guys. Good day once again.